Was good, YouTube? I'm back with a new banger, man. So today's video, I'm gonna give you guys an advanced tips and tricks guide, how to counter a lot of the cheese in this game, and some efficient moves you guys should be implementing into your gameplay. And yeah, man, so first things first, man, after image is absolutely destroying everybody. A lot of people using Super Vegito. He's like the highest tier character with after image strike. There's a couple low tier characters, like a lot of the 2 and the 3-point characters have it, and some of the 4-point characters have it, like Trunks. And basically what you want to do is go into sparking mode to get the best results, but you don't have to. Even if you're not in sparking mode, you just want to literally strafe left to right and just hit them with E-blast. Just literally do this, and you basically just want to be straight on defense. Like just pay attention to their skill bar on the top right, and when you see it goes down 3, they're most likely using after image strike. If you don't see no animation, if they're not going like full power or something, or explosive wave or something, you just want to keep an eye on that. And if you have somebody like 꽱ᴏ here, you just want to power up, and then you go into sparking mode and just strafe and just, like I said, play back, play patient, and just spam key blast at them. And that's basically gonna counter the after image strike. For this move right here, man, I've been getting cheesed a lot by this move right here. It's any giant can do this move, but it does consume a lot of ki. However, certain characters like this Great Ape, Baby Vegeta, he has Howl, which is basically that same power up move I just did, and he gets instant sparking mode, and they literally just hold L2 and just spam X. And it's gonna do like a shoulder bash dash at you, and it's literally so hard to block. And when they're not doing it, it's basically gonna grab you. They do that move, or they spam down square. So down square, it does like a little elbow drop, like the fucking Rock, and it basically just gonna keep freaking obliterating you, and they can literally just spam that. So the only way I found out how to counter that with the giants is by holding down and blocking. So when you hold down and block, it's gonna do a low block compared to you just if you see right there, that's an up block, that's a mid block, just hold in circle, and then down block. So when you down block, is basically gonna block that attack, and then you want to just hit them a little, press circle and up, and it's gonna teleport behind them. And another way you could teleport behind them manually is just holding square and X at the same time for a second, and it's gonna do like a vanish move into a kick or a punch, whatever, and send them flying. But in case the giants, they don't go flying. A lot of people don't sidestep, so what you want to do is just go left or right and then tap X. So it's gonna basically put you behind them where they're most vulnerable at, and the only way they can block attacks from when you're behind them is by pressing up square. So it's gonna do a super counter, and if you guys didn't know, super counters, you just press up square, and when you time it correctly based on the speed of the attack, it's gonna super counter it, and then you could go into an attack or however you want to implement it. So right there, as you guys can see, I just did the super counter. I basically timed it depending on the speed of his attack, up square, and then he vanished it, so I vanished him back, and boom. So also be prepared for people to vanish out of that move, as you guys can see the computer did, and just always be ready to vanish their counter vanish. Another big thing is perception that a lot of new players aren't implementing, so this is probably the easiest counter. You can just block them. You just hold square and circle, so you wait for them to attack, and if you hold it long enough, it's gonna charge it up and it stuns them. So as you can see, I hit him in the stomach, he got stunned, and then I just go into a slight combo. Another thing too that people get confused about is how to sonic sway. So basically the sonic sway, do that, you just want to hold circle and then tap and hold triangle at the right moment, at the timing when they're hitting you. So right there, as you guys can see, I timed it, and that's how you do the sonic sway, man. A lot of people get confused between that and perceptioning. Also, you can sonic sway by just, if you perfect time the square, not the square, if you perfect time the triangle and circle, it also does the sonic sway. But like I said, another way to use it is just holding the block button and just holding it, clicking and holding triangle at the right time when they're attacking you. All right, so another counter that I forgot to speak about is you double tap L1 at the perfect time, and it drains your key bar twice, but it's a guaranteed counter if they're attacking you head on. So you guys see right here, I'm gonna do it right here. So right there, as you guys can see, I went from 6 to 4, but it does an automatic counter. So I only do this really if I'm low on health and the opponent is low on health, or if I'm really low on health, because I'm about to, it's a guaranteed kill that they're about to kill me and I have the 2 skill points. That's when you really want to use them. But any other instances you want to just try to super counter perception, any of the other counters. All right, so another thing, if you're using players like Yajirobe or any player that you want to use an ability to power up with, a good move to use, or even if you want to fuse, transform, if you ever want to create space between you and the player, is holding square and X together simultaneously, and what it's going to do is a manual vanish into a strike to send them flying. So it looks like this. So you can kind of spam this if they vanish it instead of vanishing. Instead of vanishing with circle, you can just press that. But the vanishing is definitely more efficient for countering. So if they hit you, the square and X is probably not your best bet. But in certain scenarios, like I said, it depends on the scenario that you're in. You want to use that move. Next tip I got for you guys, man, is a lot of people like button mashing square. So I'm basically going to show you guys, instead of button mashing, how to switch up your combos and how to string some combos together. So I'm going to start off with really basic stuff and then work my way up. So just pay attention to the screen. The controller's right there on the screen, as you guys can see. The first thing I'm going to do is basically button spam square when he goes into the air, and you vanish up, and that's the automatic square combo. To continue that, you press triangle, or you can press circle, and what circle does is it pins them to the ground and does a little cutscene. So once the cutscene triggers, it's an automatic pin down, and it's really hard to vanish, because like I said, if they don't vanish before the cutscene, as you guys can see, it's just gonna automatically pin them to the ground or send them flying down if you're in the air. So it looks a little something like this. So basically right here, man, this is the square combo. You just spamming square. Right there does the first vanish. The second vanish is me pressing triangle. The third vanish is pressing circle. This one is more of an advanced combo that I like to use. There's probably more advanced combos out there, but the combos that I learned and I like to use is basically every time you press square, every character is different. So every time you press square and then triangle right after, it does a different. So for instance, if I do square triangle, just pressing square once and then triangle, it does this. It does a high kick, and then if I do it twice, it does something else. So it does a little, it stuns them a little, and you could probably charge that. And when you press it 3 times, it does something else. 4 times, it does something else. And then when you press it up to 5 times and then hit triangle, it does something else. So this is 5. It does a little kickback. So right there, that kickback for Gogeta, it's 5, and then you press triangle after square. So every character has this move, but like I said, every character is different. So you just gotta learn how many times you have to press square and then hit triangle for a certain moveset. But this move is probably the most efficient one. It gets their back turned to you, and then you can just keep comboing up. I like to go with a low sweep, and then you can just throw key blast in or whatever you want. As long as their back is turned to you, the only thing they could do is super counter out of it, unless they have after miss strike or wild sensors or something like that. Hey man, if you guys enjoyed this video, if it helped you guys out a lot, please drop a like, comment, let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. And tune into my live stream, man. I'm live mostly Monday to Friday. Sometimes on the weekends. I'm not really home that much on the weekends, but mostly Monday to Friday on Twitch and YouTube. Sometimes on TikTok. All right, man. I'm out there, bitch. Peace.